I need you guys to survive just long enough for us to be able to hold a Nuremberg trials with the Trump administration. Because I'm telling you right now, the times we're living in are not normal at all.
Things is getting serious, you guys, and people are about to find out the real truth. MAGA is no longer speaking in court. They are now speaking the language that I believe every single person understand. The last Tuesday election result, Democrats sold out, they showed up, and they cleared every single position that is there to clear. They swept more races than predicted. That MAGA is now shaking in their boots. Steve Bannon got on a pulpit to let the people know that it is either they win the next half term and as well the election coming up in 2028, because if not, they are going to be sleeping in prison, himself included. Check this out, you guys.
And I will tell you right now, as God is my witness, if we lose the midterms and we lose 2028, some in this room are going to prison, myself included. They're not going to stop. They are getting more and more and more radical. And we have to counter that. And what do we have to counter it with? We have to counter it with more action, more intense action, more urgency. We're burning daylight. If you look across every aspect of this, we have to codify what President Trump has done by executive order, right? We have to codify it. And people say, well, they're just going to be messing bills. Senate. We got to put aside these structural barriers and get on with it. President Trump today gave to the Senate when they came over for breakfast, even Lindsey Graham, some of the guys that liked, and some of these institutions, I understand. This is a very tough decision to make. And you're going to see some people in the conservative movement that not in a million years, because I talked to him today, quite frankly, I had Hawley on the show this morning, Josh Hawley, and he's talking about it, and I'm trying to play the institution. Well, they called me up this afternoon and said, let's go through the 10 reasons we need to do it, and these are heavy hitters on what I would call the constitutional, the limited government constitutionalist in our movement. And they're about to come out over the next couple of days and make this argument because it said, look, we have to understand that if we don't take this to the maximum, a maximalist strategy now with a sense of urgency, and in doing this, seize the institutions. If we don't do that now, we're going to lose this chance forever because you're never going to have another Trump, right? You're just not going to have it.
This man was very clear in the statements that he made. There was no need to even interpret anything or misinterpret anything. He even brought God into it to let them know in the room that if things did not go their way during the midterm election and as well the coming election in 2028, he swore to God that a lot of them are going to be sleeping in prison, himself included. It's about to get freaking serious, y'all. This clip is going viral and people are having a lot of things to say. Let's check it out and then we come back and talk about it.
None of this shit is going how they planned. Like, none of this shit is going how they planned. And I have been watching several think pieces, like people dissecting different parts of the plan that is failing. From the deportation to the economic plan, nothing is going the way that they planned that it would go. There's a video here on TikTok. I really could use you guys' help finding it. If you have seen it, please share it to me and tag me in it. There's a video detailing how one of the people who were involved, I don't want to say the co-authors, one of the people who were involved in Project 2025 recently fled the country, and he gave his reason. The reason why he was fleeing the country is that nothing is going as they planned. They didn't expect the pushback from the judges on deportation. They didn't expect the pushback from China on the tariffs to bankrupt the farmers here, because then China started buying beef and soybeans and all of that from Argentina. None of that was planned. That's why he keeps implementing the tariffs and taking them back. Aside from the insider trading and market manipulation that they were doing with the tariffs, they didn't expect this level of pushback from the international community on these tariffs. Nothing is going as they planned. They didn't expect this level of Democrat success on these elections. We're not even at midterms yet. Nothing is going as they planned.
And with Steve Bannon saying that if they don't win the midterms or the 2028 presidential election, that some of them, including himself, will be going to prison, With that, I say, it sucks to be y'all. Go to prison, because all y'all need to go to prison. And who will feel sorry? No one. Because when you're crooked and corrupt, you deserve to be in prison. Am I lying? So, baby, you can plead and beg all you want. People have had enough of Republicans. So you might as well accept that y'all are going to lose. And like you said, whoever you was addressing in that room, yeah, y'all going to jail. Because every single last one of y'all, and even the folks in Trump's current administration, all of them are crooked. So I'm going to have my popcorn ready to see if y'all are really going to prison, because y'all truly deserve to be there right now.
You right now, as God is my witness, if we lose the midterms and we lose 2028, some in this room are going to prison, myself included. They're not.
Jail? What do you mean you're going to jail? Is there something you want to tell us? Is there something you want to share with the class? Yeah, what you mean jail? You know, only people who say that are people who commit crimes. You're giving very much rat. Hey, Proud Boys, Triple K, I don't know if you guys realize this, but you got to snitch amongst your midst. Because people who talk like that is people who are federal as hell. What crimes did you commit? Did it happen to have something to do with an island and a couple rich people and some kids? I don't know. Since you opened your big mouth and you wanted to put this information out here voluntarily that you go into jail, why is that? Could that be the reason? Comment down below. What do you guys think?
Good morning, cousins. I got political thoughts. Hope you got your coffee. So y'all remember how during last year's election cycle, many of us kept saying how the GOP, the Republican Party, are lying to you when it comes to the Democratic Party. But they were telling the truth about all the things that they were going to do, whether it was mass deportations, whether it's getting rid of DEI, whether it was massive firings, although at the same time talking about they're going to bring back jobs, all this hoopla. And remember when most of us were telling you that this was going to happen? Remember that I said they were talking out both sides of their neck, and people were like, no, you're just fear mongering. Remember that? Were y'all paying attention to this week's news cycle? Hold, please. Speaker of the House, Mike Johnson, and I encourage you to go watch this video because it's gold. He said, if we lose the majority, they will try to end the Trump administration. Duh. He won't have 4 years. Yes. He'll only have 2. Duh. Because they will move to impeach him again, probably on the first day of the new Congress in January 2027. Let's hope. And try to systematically unwind all the important reforms that we have done. That is our hope. Don't threaten us with a good time. But y'all, let's keep going. Steve Bannon goes on to say, if we lose the midterms and we lose 2028, some in this room are going to prison, myself included. One can only hope you are going to jail, Steve Bannon. But let me just say this. They've always known what they have been doing is wrong. Not just morally, ethically, and legally wrong. They've always known. The problem is people were believing the foolishness coming out of their mouth because they hated the idea of women being in power, black people being in power, people who are not straight, people who are not Christian being in power or having equality. They knew all of this before they got in office. And still they ran on the disenfranchisement of anybody who is not a straight white male. And too many of you believed it. Too many of you believed it. And you still believe it. And we are in a process of where this administration is weaponizing hunger for the American people to push their policies. As a matter of fact, today, November 7th, the President of the United States has been ordered by a federal judge to release the funds for SNAP benefits. I'm waiting to see what happens if he doesn't do it. What will the federal judges do? What will he do? I hope y'all ready to vote November 3rd, 2026, because this is about to be a bumper.
Let's even start strong. Democrats, they held strong in state level races. They won key governorship and they flipped the seats that many thought were so difficult or so tight for them to do. The voters' turnout, especially amongst the younger progressive voters, played a huge role in Democrats sweeping all those seats. And this is not just a blue wave, this is a wake-up freaking. What that man said, what Steve Bannon said, echoes something very deeper. Even though I know that there are a lot of people who have been calling in out that there is no way that all of these things that they are doing, the way the administration is moving, there is no way that it is legal. They saw accountability knocking right in their faces. They saw prison so close and a victory in the coming election, and they are already shaking in their hearts, reminding them that you all need to get to work and do whatever they have that you need to do. Because if you guys didn't move that way, by midterms, if we were unable to clear it, and the next election as well, we were unable to win, you all, and himself included, will be incarcerated. Social media is having a field day with this one because they just confirmed and said it outrightly what so many people have been saying. So many plans that they have had failed. This man was dead serious. He brought God into it. I laughed when he said, I swear to God. You can tell he's not playing either checks or checkers, whatever it is. He's telling them like, see, there is no room for any BS here. This is what is going to happen if we do not win in 2028. And even with the way the administration is going, with the way a lot of people are now confirming that the things that they are doing is illegal, they still plan to make the orange man the president for 2028. So there is a possibility of this man being the president again in 2028. It's just about 1 year down post-election, and look at how things are going. When accountability comes knocking for these people, no amount of fear-mongering or confession will save them. They are saying it like, let's face it man to man. Let's face this thing as we've been doing. If you guys do not win, prison is looking pretty close to you people's reality. And people, oh my God, the reaction has been going viral. I love what this creator here said. I love her video. Her video was the video I came across that led me into the video of, Steve Bannon saying that they are going to go to prison if they don't win. And I love how she put it. All their plans are literally falling because especially some of their plans to get black people on the streets to misbehave so they can put in some law and be able to carry out some of the plans that they have. It literally failed, and so many black people are so proud at their approach towards this administration. I want to hear what you guys think about the statement that Steve Bannon made. I want to hear what you guys think about what the people in the stitches are saying as well. Please make sure you drop your comments in the comment section. I am going to be checking it out, and I am going to see you guys in the next one.